Viva Lost Joey is the 7th episode of the 4th season of Full House. This is directed by Joel Zwick, and as always, there will be spoilers from now as I go through the episode and share some thoughts. To be honest, I don't really care for this episode. It's not a bad episode, and there are some good moments, but I don't find it to be that enjoyable, at least compared to other Full House episodes. So it's definitely not a personal favourite. Starts off quite adorably. Michelle gets an owie, very, very sweet. And then Joey gets a phone call. And it turns out that he's got a chance to perform in Vegas because the performers are unable to go on. And he's opening for Wayne Newton. I'll be honest, I had no idea who Wayne Newton was, so I got a bit of an education there, which was quite nice. And understandably, Joey's delighted, and it's great to see him feeling really enthusiastic about this, particularly because Joey's career as a stand-up up until this point has not been very strong. So whenever he gets a chance to perform, it's really lovely to see that enthusiasm for him. And DJ and Stephanie, behind his back, phone up his father, Colonel Gladstone, and invite him to Vegas. And then cut to Vegas, everybody's there. Jesse does an Elvis impression, which was really great. And then Jesse kind of revealed to DJ that Joey and his father don't really get along very well, so she probably shouldn't have gone behind Joey's back. But it's too late to do anything about it now because Colonel Gladstone arrives. He's played by Arlen Snyder, and immediately, as soon as Joey sees him, he stands to attention. Very clearly, Joey has had some kind of strict upbringing from his father. And then we have an alone time between them, and Joey reveals that, well, he explains all of the reasons why they don't get along very well, and it's not the best headspace for Joey to be in. But he goes out, he does his performance. It seems to go really well. And then afterwards, and this is the bulk of the rest of the episode, they have a proper discussion. They have a bit of a heart-to-heart, and they open the lines of communication. And Joey realises that actually his father is a fun person to be around. It's just that's not the version of himself he remembers. He only remembers the strict regimes. He doesn't remember, for example, the fact that his father apparently taught him to do a Popeye impression when he was a little boy, and his father does a Popeye impression. And I feel like there are a couple of takeaways from this. I think the most important one is that communication is key. Because Joey's father had no idea he felt that way, and vice versa. His father shared some things that were maybe surprises to Joey. So communication is everything, but also you can have a close relationship with your child or your father. You just have to break down those barriers. And they both said that they could have done with a pal, but they never allowed each other to have that relationship. But you never know what that person might benefit from if you don't communicate with them. So a couple of key takeaways there. And honestly, I can't fault it. There's nothing wrong with the episode. I think it is simply that I didn't find it to be as entertaining as most. But nevertheless, I don't dislike it. I wouldn't skip it if I was binge watching season 4. Viva Lost Joey is never going to be a favourite episode. I don't have too many thoughts beyond that. I guess largely because not much else happens. The bulk of the episode is either Joey performing or the conversations with his father. But every now and then it's nice to have an episode that's maybe dealing with something a little bit more serious, addressing a topic that requires a bit more focus rather than, well, I was going to say rather than comedy. That's not quite the case. There is still humour throughout it, but maybe not as much as some episodes. But either way, I think it seems to be pretty well done. But for me personally, Viva Lost Joey is never going to be an all-time favourite.